I want to go over this real fast. Don't worry, we won't read a lot of it, although I should. But it's over a week old, and I wanted to get into the post results here to what you guys thought about the news concepts as far as the creatures for Star Citizen. It looks like 53% of people like the new creature concepts, 35% liked, and then 9% said the concepts were okay, I could do better, and 2% said the concepts were horrible. Wow. There's a lot of there's a lot of people that really like what they saw, and there's just 2% of people that said the concepts were horrible. Like, that's an angry 2% of people. They're very angry. But yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, that's hugely in favor for the creatures that we saw. So that is 88% of people dug the concepts that we saw last week. And then just go over a couple of the comments here real quickly. Let's see here. Oh, Robin says just more low-hanging fruit. When are we going to get the meat of the game and stop feasting on appetizers? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is just concept art, by the way, Ronan. It's okay, dude. It's just concept art. Win says, love it. How many micro douche Yeti can I fit in my Carrick hold? I already must have read that one. I put a heart by it. You hit the nail on the head when you said most of the concepts were too fantastical. The creatures need to be more believable so they can better fit in with the Star Citizen aesthetic. Interesting. Thank you, Sean. I did say that on the last Inside Star Citizen. That was I dug the work. I dug what they were doing, but I said some of the creatures that I saw there were a little too fantasy based. And of course, they are concepts, so some of them might, most of them will be scrapped anyway. I love the new concepts. It gives us the feeling that things are becoming more alive, which is great. Like creatures on the ground being hunted by predators on the ground. That's pretty awesome. I dig that. Let's switch me over here. First, the two creatures are fantastic. He likes the pyro crab, says Cyru. I look forward to seeing these predators when they release in 3 years. J-Dub says, living, breathing biomes with both flora and fauna are one of the drawing factors of SC for me. Space whales aside, it brings the birds to life. And also, we learned that the space whales are going to be in the atmospheres, so that's great as well. I didn't want them out in space. Like, they're going to be in gas planets, which is awesome, and they're going to be far and few between. Erad in the chat says he can't wait to go out to hunting parties. So that's cool. I want them to go balls to the wall, says Melchior in the chat. Heavy Bob probably voted for that 2% in effigy. We always give him crap. I love him. Heavy Bob is heavy. His name is accurate. You have to give him that. Shay says, I love new content, but I think overall the most important in SC is what I want to see is have a rig made for... Oh, he needs a rig made for the game. He does not. I'm sorry, Shay. I'm sorry. Yes, SC can be expensive. You will need very expensive PC parts. I love them getting Avatar and Kong Skull Island vibes, says Vegna. That's awesome. Where is the whatever it is, put them in the game option, says Michael Ray. Michael's down for that. He wants to see everything. I would like to see creatures which look harmless. Some of them can be dangerous. Oh, I'm sure they will, Ruben. I'm sure they'll put in, I don't know if they'll go so far as putting pets in the game, though. I'm not quite sure if people would be happy with pets. What do you guys think in chat? Do you guys want to see pets in Star Citizen? Do we want to get that to that level? Do we want like that kind of factor into it? Pets is a stretch goal. Okay. I feel like that's a bobblehead thing. For me, and I might not want to talk about that. I might want to skip that. Anarchy says, I like some of the concepts considering they are rough drafts. As an artist, colors and filters and proper shading will bring out the best in drawings. Overall, the crab looked very good, but if I had to choose, I would really like to see the large bat-like seagull. Yes, the Skeletor. What do we dub that? That large seagull-looking, what have we... It was like the Skeletor stork. The Skelastork. Is that what we dubbed that drawing? I think that's what we called it, the Skelastork. Speak says, I like Borderlands crab, but not the bear. It was too normal, especially like how the crab hides to look like a boulder. Jiro says, I think pets will be a simple AI and won't follow you around like in most games. We can call it the Christie, right? We can call it the Christie. Absolutely, execute. The Christie is one of the scariest beasts in the game. One of the most horrific, terrible things I have ever seen. The Christie is one of the most feared creatures and beasts in the game. Boba says, I am taking a break from SE as I can't stand the way this patch has destroyed my love for the game. Can't even play. Crashes every time on load. Crashes every... Dude, 3.9 is very unstable. 3.8 had that stability. 3.9 came out very unstable. In fact, I talked about it earlier in the stream, Boba, before you got here, and we talked about it. Like, I talked about the partially why I think the reasons we're having these issues in 3.9. So you might want to check this out when it comes out as a highlight, Boba, because we talk about the engine. We talk about the evolution from CryEngine to Lumberyard to Star Engine, how it became Star Engine, why I think we're seeing a lot of issues, why we're seeing a lot of the issues that we are now, this instability. So check that out, Boba, because I get into that earlier on. And Effigy says 3.9 seems super stable. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't had a very stable experience with 3.9 personally. 3.8 much better in terms of stability in my experience. But see, again, this is the other thing too. We see this a lot in the community where people are having really good experiences, people are having really bad experiences, and this also has to do with a lot of different variables, like what type of PC you have. My PC's more than capable. I have like 64 gigs, 1080 graphics card, 4 cores on a recent CPU chip. So I've got what it needs, but my experiences have been not so stable this time around. But you'll see that in the community where people are having like different scenarios with experiences with different PCs. You'll see that. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Tex says, I like what I saw. We just need to add taming, husbandry, industrial, or military uses for wildlife and animal plates. Yes, and we also got a little blurb about crafting as well. So that's going to be interesting to see if they're going to add elements of like crafting hides, like for clothing, this type of thing. Well, we got a little blurb from Cloud Imperium about the crafting, which got me really excited. Yes, Melchior is talking about Vulcan. We actually talked a little bit about that on my appearance on Star Citizen Leaks YouTube channel. I think at the end of the stream about what's going on there with Vulcan. It's pretty interesting information. You might want to check that out if you're interested in that, Melchior. Ash says Trey Computer 8 1.2 million. So Ash is having experiences that he's having bad experiences. I know in Discord Ash has been talking about how unstable 3.9 is for him. Info Runners Execute says generally in development low spec PCCs struggle. Absolutely. Rarely do high end unless it has other issues. Right. And if you're having issues and you have a high-end PC or you have a high-end system, most likely it's going to be something related to the server, client side, or server side. It's usually server side based issues. If you're having issues with a PC that is an Uber PC, that is a good PC, or even above average. You won't notice Vulcan when they add it in, says an effigy. I'm writing a Vulcan engine, says Jiro. A lot of Vulcan talk right now. Yeah. I like the chat right now. So anyhow, let's get back to this. Jared says would have rather seen renders than concept art. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes I get where Jared's coming from, because like sometimes you feel like it should be farther along, and when you're seeing like concepts of animals, beasts, you're thinking to yourself, man, like I thought we were farther along than what we're seeing right now. Same thing, salvage was the same way for me. It's like, man, salvage is a lot farther down the road than I was hoping for. I don't think it's going to be years and years. I think that the Cloud Imperium realizes salvage is important, so they're going to push it. But it wasn't anywhere near where I thought it was already like supposed to be in my mind. So that was a little bit of a setback, a little bit of a bummer for me. So I get where Jared is coming from. I really do. Pierre says, if I lure a Microtech gorilla into my cargo hold and release him on Hurston, will he survive? Will he have animations and behavior made for that? Wow. This is that emergent gameplay that Erad and I love so much. Absolutely. Like if you have like a gorilla or a space gorilla and you put it in the back of a cuddy or back of your ship in the hold and you're able to transport it to a moon or planet, you're going to have to think about all the time and effort that's going to be involved with taking animals to other environments. You're going to have to create all the animations that are involved, freezing or burning, or that is like amazing concept. I love this. I remember reading this before and I was like, wow, that is such a great idea. I said, I love this. And then he says, I wonder if I could make a traveling zoo inside an Endeavor. Dude, this is the kind of thing I love about Star Citizen, and this is the reason it takes so long. You see, like your imagination takes you to these places, and these types of game design elements are not in other games. So, when people bitch about the amount of time it takes, these are the reasons why it takes so much time. And I like that. I personally love that about Star Citizen. Some people, they go ballistic. They're like, oh God, not enough, something new. Not, oh my God, this is going to take another 10 years. And here's the thing. I want a game that is groundbreaking, that's going to push the limits. If it just so falls into the narrative that Chris continues to make money for money's sake, well, maybe it falls into that narrative, but it's going to need a lot of money anyway. It's going to need a ton of money to make this type of this dream become a reality because of exactly what Pierre is talking about. Anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox. Let's see here. Lou says they were meh. Lou didn't like them. Lou says, for the most part, they were uninspired and looked like every other alien animal done in the last 10 years. The cat thing looked like the same cat thing from Avatar. The dino bird thing looked like every other bird, like reptilian attacking animal. Listen, I disagree with that, Lou. I think the dino bird was probably one of the more inspired, interesting concepts that I've seen. That Skeletor bird Skelestork, was definitely different. That was definitely different. But I get you. Jonathan says, finally, for as long as Star Citizen exists, never stop making new creatures. Don't show us any more concepts. Let us find them in the verse. I think, I want to see them. Bigfoot, says Dark Angel. Bigfoot. Erad. We told it the right way. We watched your video earlier on, and we told you the story the right way, Erad. I see what you're trying to do. I see you're trying to continue to support your make-believe narrative of the events of yesterday. We know what happened here. Ash is here. We know exactly what happened. And trust me, we watched your video this morning because I wanted to show everybody this shootout contest that we had that turned into the largest cluster and the best time I've ever had. It was really a good time with you guys. And we watched your video and we talked about what really happened this morning.